So I got a little silly, goofy, crazy idea. I was thinking, why don't I go through my makeup collection, gather all of the glowy, dewy skin, eye products, everything, makeup that's glowy, and slather it all on my face. It's either gonna be a tragic train wreck disaster where I look like a sweaty hot mess, or it's gonna be glorious and we're gonna find a new routine, we're gonna find some gems in here, and we're gonna have a beautiful, beautiful face. It's glowy and shiny in the best of ways. I don't know, but I just thought this would be like a fun little challenge. I don't know, remember those days, makeup challenge days, but this is like a different spin. I want it to be successful. I'm not out here to sabotage it. But you never know what's going to happen with these things, okay? So we're going to do that. I'm going to go back here. You're going to come with me into my makeup collection. We're going to gather some goodies and we're going to try it all out. So let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Okay, let's go to my drawers. Hey, little trolley guy. Touch for good luck. Boop. Okay, let's go in here to my drawers. They are mostly looking organized after my declutter, right? Okay, so I think my glowy brow product, the most glowy I could think of is probably my e.l.f. brow lift. I don't have the ABH brow freeze, but it's basically a dupe for that. So let's grab that one. Maybe not that organized. My primers have gone awry. But anyways, I think I'll definitely use my Auric Glow Lust as a base, but I need like a good primer, something that acts as a primer. I think I'll use the e.l.f. Luminous Putty since that works as pore filling and it's also luminous. Maybe that'll be a good pairing. Of my foundations, I know the new House Labs that I reviewed, that one's definitely glowy, but I think that this one is even glowier, the It Cosmetics Nude Glow, and I really love it. So let's do that. And concealers, I have the new Charlotte Tilbury Radiant Concealer, the Too Faced Concealer, and the Milk one. I've been trying these three. I honestly think the Milk one might be glowier than these two. But I can't really get a good feel of these. I think I'm gonna do this one. Lippies are kind of hard. I think I'll probably end up actually using one of these Huda Beauties, but we will pick it for sure when after I do my eyes, and then I'll do a gloss on top. Okay, eye products is probably the hardest, but I'm thinking I'm gonna go with a cream shadow. So I'm gonna grab my Patrick Ta. This is the second Major Dimension palette. I'll use those cream shadows. Maybe I'll add to it too because I have a love-hate relationship with this palette. Ooh, I'll maybe grab some of these Jelly Much shadows, but we'll make some decisions when we get there. Let me grab a couple more things and let's get started. Okay, now I know it goes without saying, but you guys, we have a special guest today. I need to introduce you to Flabbergastin Nivola. I've sent an eviction notice, but they are squatters, okay? This little pimple right here, it's a squatter. I'm sorry. It will not go away, but I'm not sorry because it's my skin and it is what it is. But also not a great day to do a full face of glowy products because that's going to be enhanced for sure. So for primer, we talked about the e.l.f. Luminous Putty, but then I remembered I also want to use this Milani Peach because this thing is glowy, this glass skin primer, and I also think it's discontinued. So, but I don't know. Milani launches so many fruit products that sometimes I think that something's discontinued and then I come across it. It's the weirdest thing. And whilst that is marinating on my skin, let's go in with that e.l.f. What is this one called again? The Brow Lift. I'm going to take this spoolie on the other side of my eyebrow pencil because I can't find my actual spoolie brush, but this works just fine. And I kind of swirl it in the cap. This is the most glowy brow product that I could think of that I own. And I'm going to swoop diddy swoop. That's the thing about this, is it looks really good if I don't touch it. But if I touch my brows, they will shift on me. I wish this would set down better. It like looks good as I do it. If you want that laminated brow look, just don't last. Okay, see, there's some glossiness in there. There's some dew on that brow, some fresh morning dew. But yeah, that's really what a laminated brow looks like. Think about a laminated piece of paper back in middle school days. The lamination machine be all nice and warm. Oh, or any teachers out there. I don't think I have any colored brow products that will be glossy. Like my dip brow isn't, my Tarte one isn't, my pencils are not, so I'm just gonna have to cheat on this one. Just go with my Covergirl pencil that I usually use just to fill in my brows a little bit. I can always throw back on a little bit more of that e.l.f. brow if I need some more gloss. And what do you know, I just broke off the tip of that, so that is done and only one of my brows are done. Oh no. Okay, I just used my Profusion Good Day Brow, which I don't love it, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Listen, I go through those CoverGirl brow pencils like a family of 7 goes through toilet paper, okay? And if you don't know, let me tell you, because I got experience coming from a family of 7, it's fast, okay? We made it work though, and I did run the brow, you know, little spoolie through again to kind of revive them, because when I go to fill in, they kind of sag a little bit, but still got a bit of a gloss. It did take it away though a little bit. I don't know. I don't think anybody's worried about my glossy brows. Let me move back onto the face. I know I just went in with a primer, but I'm going to use this one more for pore filling, the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. This one has pore filling benefits to it, but instead of the classic one that was duping Tatcha, this one has the luminosity, and it brings the glow to the skin. Actually, whoa, that one is way more luminous than the Glass Skin Primer. So that's good to know. Maybe that one was unnecessary. Just in case this isn't shiny enough and glowy enough yet, I'm going to put the Auric Glow Lust all over my face too. Why not? Honestly, love this better than the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter any day, all day. Haven't tried the new e.l.f. Halo Glow. That's supposed to be duping it yet because I can't get my hands on it. They sold out and have not restocked, and it's been months. So I want to try that one, but wow. Looking a little Tin Man. Looking a little Tin Man, but hopefully it'll all come together, because we got to trust the process over here. Because I want this to be successful and I'm not out here just trying to sabotage this look and this challenge, I want to cover up that redness real quick, because the concealer that I use will take away the redness, but it'll still make it stand out texture wise. So it won't fully take away the redness because it's like a medium coverage. So I'm going to take a little bit of my correcting shade in the green. Let me just pop it right there real quick. Just right there. There you go. Eviction! Come on, get out of my face. I'm just going to gently press that out. And switching over to a brush to blend out the edges. It's okay that you still see a little bit of it because it's going to be covered up right now with the IT Cosmetics CC Cream Nude Glow. Not just the regular one, the Nude Glow CC Cream IT Cosmetics. 10 out of 10. Let me tell you, I can use this all different ways. I love it so much. #1 foundation of the year. Spoiler for my recommendations later. #1 foundation, okay? And because in my head, I think that if I use a dampened beauty blender, that will keep the most glow. Honestly, probably the most glow might be with my fingertips, but I haven't done that with these primers. And again, not trying to sabotage. So do a pump of that, plop that on. This plays really well though with like everything that I've done. And let's put it on the skin. Oh, it's crazy because usually I'm used to foundations like mattifying the glowy primers that I use underneath, but this is just either keeping it or adding to it. This is gonna be fun, by the way, because we have been really cold down here in SoCal. I mean, not really cold. Cold for us, you know? Like, it felt like fall, and it's been really nice. And we're having this random heat wave this week, and it's supposed to be 90 degrees today, so the minute I step outside, I will melt into a puddle, just like the Wicked Witch of the West. But we're committed. We don't care. We're doing it anyways. So I changed my mind on the Milk Makeup Concealer because I swatched all three of them next to each other, let them dry, and then kind of like looked at it a little bit to see which one I think had the most radiance. They're pretty darn tootin' close, honestly. This Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Light Concealer is just a little bit more radiant than the other two, but not as much coverage. This is more of like a light to medium coverage, but that's okay because this is kind of like a medium coverage situation we have going on anyways. So let's slather the base with this, not all over, just under the eyes, everywhere except I'm not going to illuminate that. I have to though. Oh, I have to, because he needs a little bit more coverage. He does, still peeking through. But in any other time in my life, I would tell you, don't do that. Don't highlight, because a glowy product is gonna highlight what it is, and sometimes we don't want to bring attention and highlight, you know, our little blemishes. We want them to hide in the shadows. What am I talking about today? I tell you, I'm on another level. Now I will use my sponge and blend it out. See what I mean? It almost looks worse, doesn't it? Doesn't it? We're gonna ignore that section of this look because that will not always be a problem, okay? But under the eyes, dang, it is glowy. And here's a little thing I want to say. Just be warned. When I do this, I don't typically do a big glowy look, a full glowy look when I'm filming, because the lights are gonna pick up pick up a lot of texture, enhance. It gives me a really shiny look. This is glowy, this is dewy, but it's intensified with these lights that I have going on, okay? But in real life, usually looks really healthy, really pretty. I mean, I haven't ever used this much glowy stuff all at once, so we'll see, but I'm just assuming. You know what? I don't have like a illuminating eye primer either, so let me throw some on the lids real quick. Okay, let's move on to blush, cream, highlight, contour, blah, 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 blah. I think the most illuminating contour I have, which contour is not usually supposed to be illuminating, but like the most glossy looking is the Uma Beauty. This is like that double end stick. This one right here, this little contour. All my other ones I swatched were definitely very matte. This one had a bit of a sheen to it, but not glittery. I mean, but like I said, bronzers should have a sheen, not a contour, but that's okay. We're gonna put a little bit on. I have to like use a little tiny bit. Little goes a long way with this. Of course, blend that out. Ooh, that's blending very beautifully. Because all these products are so creamy and illuminating, I think that they are marrying really nicely together. It's a very happy and healthy marriage over here. I mean, at least for now, but only time will tell. I'm gonna grab the blush that makes me laugh because I hear so many people complain about how much they hate this, but I like it. It's the Covergirl Clean Fresh Cream Blush. I have the shade Sweet Innocence, and I know why people hate it. It's because it has like a metallic finish, which is very strange, but I like it. I think it looks good. And hello, very glowy. Perfect time to use it is now. Take it on the back of my hand with the sponge and ploppity plop it on. Yeah, that's perfect because it's not taking away any of that glow. See, it's pretty. I don't know why it gets such a bad rap, except maybe when they launched it. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I think matte was still pretty in. Glossy, dewy skin wasn't as big as it is right now. Like it was coming on to the market. But I think that metallic finish keeps that, yeah, keeps that highlight. Look at that shine. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be weird over that pimple guy though. It just added added all that pink and redness right back to it. Oh my, it couldn't, I mean, it could be in a worse spot, but it's a very annoying spot nonetheless. It's just looking worse and worse the more I add things on top of it. But look at how pretty. Look at just the blush. I think that that looks really pretty. Am I crazy? Huh? Anybody else out there like it? I'm gonna take the Auric Glow Lust again. I think this is the most glowy liquid highlighter I have. So since it's multi-purpose, I can use like a primer like I did. I can also mix it into the product if maybe I should have, but I just want you guys to see how beautiful the product is by itself when it comes to the Cosmetics Nude Glow. But anyways, I can also use it to tap on. I'm laughing because I'm trying to look where to apply the highlight and it's like already so glowy and I'm sitting here putting more on top as if it's even gonna matter. Like that already looked like that. I mean, I guess it's adding like a little bit. I don't know, it's just kind of funny. I think this will be more important when we have to use a powder to set because I ain't that girl that can walk around with a wet face. Yeah, it totally looks the same, but I'm gonna keep applying it nonetheless. Let's powder now. So I'm gonna grab the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. It's neck and neck between this one and the Haus Labs powder that I just did that full in-depth review on. This is a great dupe for it. It's 10 bucks. That one is like 38, I believe. And I can't see a difference when I use the two of them. Neither of them are illuminating though. These don't have shimmers in it. I actually don't have any setting powders that are loose that have a shimmer in it because I don't like my full face to be shimmery. I like the glowiness and just the glossy look without glitter all over my face. I like glitter, but I like it in certain areas. So this keeps that hydrated look, but it does mattify a little bit. It's hard to explain. It's hard. Listen, if you know, you know. It's gonna take a little bit down, but as it sits on my skin, the marriage of the two will just be beautiful. And I'll add some more glowy products on top. But I'm sorry, I cannot walk around with my face feeling damp, okay? And not only damp, sticky and damp. No thank you. So let's set. Okay, see, I still have a bit of glow and it doesn't feel fully dry. It just feels comfortable again. Let's go in. I think these are my most glowy products. This is the new Hourglass Holiday set, but they have some of these shades year round and they have similar shades year round, but it's the bronzer. Let's start with that one. What is this bronzer called? This is the Lustrous Bronze Light. Lustrous. That's a hard word for me. You know what, actually, no, I mean, no, that does have glow, but I think the little ambient lighting edit that I have that's year-round at Ulta available, yeah, that one has like shimmer swirled in. Let me switch to that one. Pop that on the forehead. Yeah, I feel like that has a bit more shine to it. Yeah, than this. Pop that on top. Different tones going on, but we do have blush laid down underneath that. I'll fix that in a second, but let me jump into blush. Is this the most highlighty blush that I have? It's pretty darn glowy and it matches the cream blush that I use. So again, the holiday palette for this year, Elephant palette, I'm gonna just go into this one. It's a little bit more glow than that one. Iridescent Coral is the name. That's such a pretty shade. I mean, I definitely have blushes that have glitter in it. This one is more of a very finely milled shimmer glow. But again, I'm not trying to just put glitter all over my face. That's a whole different challenge. And that challenge will not go well. I'm trying to make this work. Here's the thing. Ambient lighting powders that I have in this and in the Elephant powder, I don't see it being that illuminating. I know I'm supposed to use it to kind of like soften and I can use it all over, but I see more of a glow with this Tarte. It's called the Shape Tape Glow Powder, but I'm going to use a little mix of both things just so you guys can kind of see where I'm coming from. It's going to add the glow back that some of the setting powder took away. We're going to just kind of plop that all over. I use this big e.l.f. brush and yeah, you see all that glow coming back, which is nice if you want to get that glow, but your powder's completely mattify or you don't want to buy a separate powder and the powder that you have mattifies too much. If you want to get something like this, it'll just add the shine right back on. But I am going to take a mix of those two ambient lighting powders. My bronzer is a little bit harsh, and I know I've seen some tips about softening with that, and it definitely works for that. That just really softened that line. So I guess I get it a little bit. So for me, the ambient lighting powders are just a air correction powder when you go too ham or you want things to blend a little bit more and soften. But if I were to choose between that and the Tarte one, I guess I can't correct with the Tarte one, but I just get that glow. This does for me what I think the ambient lighting powder does for some people, but I think that this one is a better value, honestly, because Hourglass is expensive. Let me put face highlight on. Let me do some swatches though. I have the Kaleidos Ray Rider highlighter. That sounds funny. That rhymes. The Ray Rider highlighter. It's a neutral highlighter. So I love this one. That one is definitely beaming, but back in the day, this Ofra one was my jam. Rodeo Drive. I have it in a big old palette. So let me pull it out. I have just a small one. Haven't even hit pan, but I used it all the time. Let me swatch that one, because I used this the other day and I was like, oh dang, that is very bold. I don't know which one is more bold though. Let me do both for you. Why not? Let me take the Ray Rider, because it's still freaking bold, man. That is intense. But I think this one has a bit more silver to it. And let's take the Ofra Rodeo Drive over here. Oh wait, hang on. Okay, this one's more gold. This one's more silver. That's the only difference. Yeah, they're both intense. I actually almost like the Kaleidos better because it kind of like right now, you can't see it. And then if I turn my head, it's like, bam. I like that little bit of a surprise. This Rodeo Drive, if you want to see it from all angles, you will be able to see it from all angles and from space. So it depends on the look that you're looking for. I'm going to have to mix both of them now. That does look a little intense, but I have a solution. Let me put some silver one over here. Let me take my sponge and gently pat onto that. Take down a little bit of the glow, because like I said, I am not trying to sabotage this look. That's a little bit nicer. An oldie but a goodie, let's bust out the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. Smells like Windex, but I don't care because it makes a very dewy skin look and it's really pretty. Harder to find these days though. You have to get it on Amazon, I believe. So let me spray it all over. Probably too much. I missed it too much. I need to fan myself. Oh, glow. Oh, I'm gonna take my sponge and just press that down, make sure everything is melting. Okay. Okay. Oh. We're starting to look like Tin Man. Little bit. Oh no. We gotta move on to eyes though. So I primed my eyes with that concealer. I think it's doing okay, but I am gonna use this other eye primer. It's the KVD Shake Primer because it's very wet and it has like it doesn't, I don't know, you put stuff on top, so I can't say if it has a gloss, but it's the least matte one, and then it's not mattifying like all my other primers. You have to like drop it on your hands, put it on, and then put it on, you know, because I need something with what we're gonna use. I have found that out. Yeah, I guess it gives like a little bit of a wet look. Pretty cool. I'm going to set with a bit of a shiny product. Trying to keep it fair. This is the Hard Candy, the monochromatic shadows that have these little quads at Walmart for, I want to say $4, somewhere around there. And this is in the shade, oh great, when I had to rip off the tabby, it ripped off what it is. Maybe it's Bare. I don't know. But there is one shade in here that is a base shade, but it has a sheen to it. Not full shimmer, but a sheen. I wouldn't normally do this these days, but I gotta do something, and I gotta keep it within the challenge that I made for myself. So I'm gonna plop that on right under the brows. Actually, right down here, a little bit, just dusting it on because I don't want any creasing, although we might have creasing because I'm gonna use the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2 palette like I talked about. I have a love-hate relationship with this. I like it 50-50 is what I should say. Like, I love the mattes. The cream shadows are okay, but these shimmers, they just, I want them to be so much more than what they are. They just fall flat. They're not intense enough and pigmented enough as they look in the pan. They're more toppers. But anyways, I'm gonna be using those two. I'm not gonna be using the mattes, my favorite part of the palette. I'm gonna be using the cream right now. I'm going to take it on my finger. It's a very glossy cream, and I'm gonna build my base up. These definitely crease on me too throughout the day if I'm not careful. And since I can't use a matte, this will be a little bit tricky, a little bit. I mean, I so much like the idea of cream shadows. They just don't always work out for me longevity wise, but look at how well that blended out with just my finger. It's very pretty. So while that's still feeling wet, feeling tacky, I'm gonna go in with this shade. That's very wet looking, right? Hopefully it'll do something for me today. This does have a nice shift. What if this changes my mind about the palette? It's all about how you use it. I know Patrick Ta is more of like runway, editorial, doesn't necessarily need it to last, you know, a full day's work like it does for a lot of us. So I think if we think about it that way and utilize it the way he intends us to use it, maybe it'll work, because this is really pretty. It is pretty. My eyes look really pretty. It's also almost incomplete. And that's another thing. I always feel like I have to grab something else, but I'm gonna try to just grab this, pop it on. Actually, no. No. This is where that Star Wars ColourPop shadow jelly mud shadow will come into play. If it sounds crazy in my background, I'm sorry. It's trash day, and then I waited for the trash pickup to stop, and then they came back, and now I hear a leaf blower or hedge trimmer or something, and it is what it is. I'm sorry about that. That I will apologize for. This one, hang on. It's beautiful, but is it too yellow for this look? Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna use this one. Oh, is this one too blue? Never mind. Okay, I'm gonna grab my Raw Beauty Christie Super Shock ColourPop thingy. The Olympic shade is what I'm gonna use to pop that. This is like literally what I bought it for, is to pop in the inner corner, and I oftentimes forget that I have it. That's better. That's more neutral. That's what I'm trying to do. A pop of shimmer, but some neutrality in there. Okay, I like that the eyes are still looking very glossy, very cool. Mascara, I don't really have a glossy mascara. This was the most wet looking that I have, but I really think it's just because it's so fresh, the Pacifica Fluffy Lash. So let me go in with this. Let's put on, do I want to put on I don't know if I want to do an eyeliner yet. So let me put this on and decide. This mascara is too wet, and it's making my lashes look too thin, and I like them thick, baby. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch to the Covergirl Exhibitionist waterproof mascara because I was just thinking as I'm applying the mascara, so you know what? Anytime I do really glowy looks, I totally have mascara come off onto like the lower eyelid. This isn't an eyelid. Underneath the eye. The under eye. There we go. The under eye area. And I think it's because my skin is so dewy that anytime I blink my eyes or close my eyes, it's like slowly adding moisture to the lashes, to the mascara, and then in turn the mascara is coming down. I way over explained that and I apologize, but a waterproof mascara. Yes, I don't usually need to use a waterproof mascara on just like my everyday quick makeup or matte. Ooh, yeah, I think that's gonna be an important tip that I just figured out. I don't think that this mascara is playing well with the other mascara. This is one of my favorites, Covergirl Exhibitionist, but this is looking a little crazy. Oh no. Maybe go a little bit. And let me especially get the lower lashes. Okay, that is actually looking really pretty. Yeah, I think I will go with the Huda Beauty. This is the Demi Matte, but it's very glossy. I don't consider it matte. I think it's matte in the way that there's no shimmer to it, but it's still very glossy and it almost never dries because I need a little bit of definition and I definitely don't have any lip liners that have a sheen to it. Like it looks like at first any other matte liquid lipstick would look, but it doesn't really dry down. Oh, and this is in the shade Day Slayer. These have been around forever. I'm sure you're probably familiar with them. They're kind of annoying. I just got them all the shades that I have, I got in mystery boxes. But time and place, there is a time and place for them. Like right now, at this time, at this place. Okay, that is the perfect shade for this look, I think. But I'm gonna make sure it stays really glossy. This is pretty much how it is. It's not fully dried down, but it still has that sheen. Very juicy, matte lip. It's not matte, it's just opaque, not shiny. You get it. Anyways, this is the lip gloss I'm going to use. It's the Too Faced Classic Babe, the lip injection. It is so intense though, so if you don't like a lip plumper, you'd stay away from this one. If you like a lip plumper but not too intense, you won't want this one. If you like an intense lip plumper, you'll like this one. And it keeps my lips looking so juicy. Let me tell you. It doesn't have any shimmer in it. Again, no glitter, but the gloss. Oh, it's a classic. It is a classic. And I need to wipe it off in between so I don't get it all gunky because it is a clear gloss. Look at that. Would you look at how glossy my lips look? Look at it. That is, looks like I just got a fresh injection or something. I don't know. That is very glossy though, everywhere I turn, and it's so pretty and it's not sticky. I just love it. But I think I'm done. I think this is everything. Am I missing anything? Yeah, I think this is everything. So take a look at that finish. Tell me it's glowy, okay? Tell me it's dewy, because it is. It is the glossiest, glowiest, glassiest skin I've had ever, all at once, all the things, the lips, the eyes, the everything. Very glossy, very dewy. Let me tell you something that I'm surprised about, okay? Did I just fall in love with the Patrick Ta palette? That's a bit of a stretch, but I actually kind of like it. The way my eyelids are shining and so dewy, look really pretty. I'm shocked, truly. And that was kind of the goal of this look today, is to find some different techniques, different utilizations, different combinations, all of the things, and figure out what other techniques I can do, because makeup is so much fun. I love how you can do such different looks all the time. Like I said, these lights are not the most flattering when it comes to dewy products, to texture, to picking up shine. I look overexposed, and in camera terms that means like I look too, like some areas are too whited out than the others. In my natural lighting, which I'll show you right now, this is what it looks like. It's still on a phone, so it still adjusts naturally to lighting, but it looks more like what I'm seeing in the mirror. Just really pretty, really glossy. Will this hold up? Doubtful. Doubtful for me in a 90-degree weather day. Humidity is low today though, so that does work in my favor, but it's just a really pretty look, kind of like around the house, not breaking too much of a sweat kind of look, at least in my opinion. But I definitely have that shine without just looking sweaty at this moment, and that's really pretty. Lips are looking juicy, loving that. Don't recommend putting any kind of illuminating products over a breakout. It only enhances it, like I said. Like, it looked good when I put some color corrector on. But the more I added to it, the worse and worse the situation got. So you know what? It was a good example today of like, oh, why shouldn't you put illuminating products on a blemish or on pores or on fine lines? Well, because it will get enhanced. That is a bummer. Unfortunately, it's one of the unfortunate things about illuminating products. Same thing with under eye circles. I don't love putting illuminating products under the eyes because I always have like these lines right here. I'm a normal human. Some of us have that. And illuminating products when I'm filming will just make it more amplified. It just creates even more of a cast of a shadow. So that's just something to consider. If you always have that and it's like bugging you, try matte products there because then that'll help kind of diffuse it and soften it. But overall, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Let me know what you guys are feeling about that. Were you surprised by any of this? Are there any products that you want to try out now? Because I definitely found some fun combinations here and I'm excited. That was my goal. If there's any other challenges that I should do, like, I don't know, maybe I could say a full matte face. That's not too far-fetched from what I used to do, but it might be fun to revisit memory lane and try some things again. Let me know. Subscribe before you go if you haven't yet and tap your notification bell so you actually get notified when I do post. And that is it. So thank you so much for joining me today and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.